everyone, it's Eden. I'm here to do a Q&A video. I asked on Instagram for questions, so if you would like to be included in future question and answer videos, follow me over there. My handle is this. So I want to go ahead and answer these. Nicole's being really needy right now, so I'm going to try to get through these pretty quickly, but we all know my pretty quickly is not quick at all. So would you consider yourself an ethical vegan? Love you, by the way. Love you as well. No, I would not consider myself an ethical vegan. Although I do love animals, I consider myself vegan for religion. I value all life because God says to. So I wouldn't consider myself someone that went vegan ethically. What's one of the things you love about your subscribers on YouTube or any social media? Love you. Love you too. I just really love how open you guys are and how receptive, how willing to share you are with me, which is really a gift. I feel like people are really closed off these days, so I love that you're willing to share, and just how we're truly a community. So those are my favorite things. More than one thing, of course. Would you consider working at your old job again? Absolutely not. What advice do you have for those new to blogging? Just be yourself, be unique. People can tell when you're authentic and they can tell when you're not. So just be authentically yourself and stay consistent, because it doesn't come right away. So you have to like really consistently post. I just realized I have no lip gloss on, so forgive me. How's my ankle? I don't want to talk bad about it because, you know, it's connected to me, but it's not pulling its weight. Let's just say that. Why don't you use a cutting board? Because I don't want to. Are you doing Vlogmas? Obviously not. I posted this probably like 3 days ago, and this is only going live not that long after it, so it's already halfway through December. So I am not doing Vlogmas. I feel like Vlogmas is quite forced in most cases, and I'd rather like put up content and spend time doing content that I'm really passionate about than kind of forcing to put out content every day. I think that Vlogmas can be nice for ramp up and to kind of increase your productivity and get you on like a more consistent type of thing, but I'm not doing Vlogmas. How's your ankle? Again, it's an ankle. What is your definition of self-worth? It's what we're all born with. We're all born worthy. Self-worth and self-love kind of go hand in hand for me. So there's something that you don't have to earn. Your value is something that comes with you at all phases of life, regardless of your weight, of your job, of your financial security, whatever. So self-worth, I guess for me, is something that can never leave you. How do I prep for vegan food success? Meal planning, prep, fighting non-vegan cravings. Nicole's making me pet her with my foot. I don't have non-vegan cravings, so I don't really have an answer for you for that, but maybe do meat substitutes if you have those cravings. And my answer is whatever you're doing now. It's not going to change just because you're being vegan. However you prep your food now, however you plan your food now, do it the same way, because that's clearly probably working for you. So just continue to do what you're already doing. What's your favorite part of being a vegan body positive influencer? Being a vegan influencer is like, like, I get being vegan influencer, and I like that some people have gone vegan because of my channel, but really what someone eats means way less to me than how someone feels about themselves, and how much someone loves themselves, and someone, you know, really coming out of a dark place because they found the self-love or body positivity movement. That really means more. Be careful, Nicole. She scares me. She's like not being good at jumping on the couch lately. So that really means more to me than being a vegan influencer, if I'm being honest. I love being vegan. Obviously, I've been vegan for almost 6 years, but the reward of being vegan isn't as rewarding as being a body positive influencer. how do you deal with a long distance relationship? So I skimmed these questions and I actually asked him, because I've answered this question a lot of times. So he said that it's hard, but anything worth having in life is supposed to be hard. And one, planning times to see each other and sticking to that plan, scheduling, and he said having an iPhone because we FaceTime all the time. I think we watched the first, well, we had both seen the first 2 seasons. So like the last 3 seasons of The Walking Dead, we watched via FaceTime together. So like we did the whole like 1, 2, 3 play thing and watched them together via FaceTime. So he's like, being able to see each other even when we're not like physically together, the magic of Apple has helped us do that. So do you find that the spirituality of yoga conflicts with your religion? So this was something that was really important to me going into yoga teacher training. I actually reached out to my girl over at Gat House Fitness and asked her about this, because it was something that I was really concerned about. And what I walked away with was, as my grandma used to say, like, eat the meat, spit out the bones. But since I'm vegan now, it's like eat the fruit, spit out the seeds, I guess. I take what I need and I leave what I don't. I think yoga and Christianity overlap in a lot of ways, but I feel like that with many religions. So I feel like finding the common ground has really helped me. But overall, I feel like it's been beneficial for myself personally in my religion, because it's taught me discipline and it's giving me quiet time with God. Like my meditation is all prayer time. So for me, it's really been beneficial. And I try not to water down yoga too much by like bringing in my own meaning, but I feel like we're to the point in life where nothing is pure anymore, and there's so many yoga fusions that yoga is not as pure as it once was. But I think that the lessons in yoga are very similar to the lessons that God tries to teach us. So that's my answer for that. How are you going to spend Christmas this year? With my family. They live just like 30 minutes away. That's why I take Nicole to see her grandma. Grandma? She's so excited. I take her to see her grandma so often because they live close, so it'll probably just be my parents, my grandparents, maybe an aunt or something, that kind of thing. Why did you first go vegan? Because Jesus told me to. What made you switch out of weight loss mode back when you dropped a lot of weight? I just was honestly avoiding emotions for most of my weight loss and trying to, like, I think gain some kind of like control, because a lot of times you can't control your emotions. You just have to kind of go through them to get to the other side. And for me, I was like, this hurts, this is painful, I don't want to feel it. So I just worked out a ton, and I think once I was through that season, I didn't feel the need to like punish myself the way that I was, because it wasn't a typical weight loss. It was definitely like a way to cope. So I guess it was just like getting through the pain and anger and all of that stuff, and coming to a place where I just accepted where I was in life. Can you teach me how to Dougie? I sure can. Besides Nicole, if your apartment was burning down, what would you grab? I'd probably grab my purse, because that has like usually a camera in it, and then all of my stuff like a charger, like a battery bank, and my credit cards and things like that, and probably just like my electronics that are close by, because everything's replaceable really. But if it was safe enough, I'd probably just grab like the stuff on my desk, put it into my purse, grab Nicole, and we're out. Just the important things. How do you honor being vegan in a work environment of meat eaters? You just do you. That's it. Like, you don't worry about what other people have to say. You just live your life. You can't live your life worrying about your environment or meat eaters. For so long, I was the only vegan at my job, and everyone was always super interested in my lunches, or I've talked about how to deal with non-vegans in other videos, so I'm sure you've probably heard that, but just do you. When will you start bottling up some of your confidence and selling it? I would even pre-order some. You know, I have a whole body positive playlist. It's basically my confidence in a bottle, so it's free to you, so no pre-order necessary. Do you ever listen to sad music or watch a sad movie to get in a good cry? Girl, This Is Us and Grey's Anatomy. I've never watched an episode of either one of those shows and not been emotional. Also, like those psychic shows, like Seatbelt Psychic. I don't know if you guys saw that show. But yeah, like shows like that, they get me bawling. I don't typically watch them because I need a good cry, but they always give me a good cry. Will you ever visit Florida? Also, you're my favorite vegan YouTuber. Thank you. I was just in Florida maybe a year ago for work. I had some work travel there, so I was in Fort Lauderdale and Jacksonville for sales calls. But I will visit again because I actually have a lot of family in Jacksonville. Happy birthday, you are awesome. Thank you. Do you ever plan on moving to a different state or trying California again? So this is something that's been on my mind a lot since my lease is up, I guess in 6 months now. It's crazy that I've been back for that long. So I have to kind of start planning for the future, but there's just so many things. Like there's the boy, and typically I wouldn't consider him because I'm selfish. But I'm trying to consider him more in life changes, and there's things like Nicole, you know, she's an old girl and I want her to be by her grandma for her last few years because my mom's so attached to this little doggy. But also I want to move all of the time, and I've been looking at like yoga studios for purchase in California, and they're pretty affordable. The rent, like the businesses themselves are pretty affordable, but the rent is a little high for retail space. That's what I'm talking about, not like living. But I think about it all the time, and there's just a lot of moving parts, so I don't have an answer. I desire to be in California, but I'm trying lately to listen to God and see what God really wants for me, and trying to consider other people in my life, because I feel like one of my greatest strengths in life is that I do what's right for me always. But I'm older now, and I do want to start considering other people in my life as well. In a perfect world, I would have a roommate in California and have a condo here in Texas so that I could come back and see family, but then also have a place, an always place in California as well. That's really what's in my brain, but we'll see how that goes. Okay. How do you keep your faith in hard times? Do you ever have doubt? I never have doubt. And when I have hard times is when I have the most faith, because I'm not enough. I'm just not enough to lean on. I'm not enough in hard situations. Just having me and my own understanding isn't enough. I need more. So that's when I really lean into God and really lean into my faith. So hard times are the times when I'm most faithful, I find. And if you find that you're not, that's because you are pushing your ego up against God's. So I'd say drop your ego and just really ask for help. Like every time I ask for help, I receive it. Every time I ask for insight, I receive it. Every time I ask for clarity, even if it's not what I want to see, I receive it. And ask God intentionally what you want. Like I tell God, I don't do subtle. I don't understand your subtle hints. Show me in my face. I need to see exactly. And he does, time after time after time. And I think like that previous question, yoga's really helped me with that, because it's helped me be still in a world that's like so obsessed with everything, and you gotta look at this and you gotta look at that, and you always gotta be busy and you always gotta be hustling. It's helped me find a quiet place where I'm still, and where I'm disciplined, and where I'm doing the work to get the reward. So that was rambly, but I hope you got something out of it. After becoming vegan, have you had a moment where you ate meat again? Yes, but not on purpose. There have been meat in things that were supposed to be vegetarian or vegan, like you order fries somewhere and it has like chicken skin pieces in it. And there was a stew, I think a few years ago, that had like a little piece of meat in it. I chewed it. I was like, oh my gosh, I think that's meat. Spit it out. The world's not perfect. So if you eat at places with vegan options and they're cooking meat there, it happens. I've had a little piece of meat in my Chipotle bowl because it was in the guac, and you can't be perfect. Vegan isn't about being perfect. It's about doing the best you can in a world that isn't vegan. So don't beat yourself up if something like that happens. If you do eat meat intentionally, just try to go back to why you became vegan, and hopefully that'll get you back on track if it's an intentional thing versus an unintentional thing like me. And then the last thing was from Hippie's Vegan Eats, which I didn't mention names in this because I never know if people want me to or not. She asked if I was coming to see my Asian mama tomorrow at Wandering Vegan, which I didn't get to go to Wandering Vegan because I was having a really bad day last weekend. Yeah, so I didn't get to go. I just stayed in the house that day, but I'll hopefully see you soon, Mama-san. But that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for participating in my Q&A videos. I really like answering your guys' questions. I hope that you get something out of them. The podcast is relaunching very, very soon. I have a co-host. I'm working on switching my feed from SoundCloud to Anchor so that you guys can communicate with us. But all of everything, if you want a sneak peek, click the link down below and you'll see the new name of my podcast. It has changed. It is all about body positivity and veganism, and I think you guys are really gonna enjoy it. Like really, really enjoy it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, remember to keep an open mind, keep an open heart, practice unconditional compassion, but don't take shit from anyone. My battery's dying. I love you endlessly. Let's try that one more time. Until next time, remember to keep an open mind, keep an open heart, practice unconditional compassion, and don't take shit from anyone. I love you guys endlessly, and I hope you love yourselves even more. I'll talk to you really, really soon.